Hey guys, welcome to my channel Better Talent. Today we're gonna learn about what is Amazon VPC and what are the public subnet and private subnet in Amazon VPC, and then we're gonna learn how to create a Amazon VPC in the cloud. So just to start with the concept, what is Amazon VPC? It's a kind of isolated network in Amazon network, so which help you or enable you to launch your cloud computing resources in a virtual network. So this is what how Amazon is defining the VPC. So now just I want to go into a high level concept, how they have organized their VPC or how their data centers are located. So if you look at this diagram, so in this diagram you will see there is a region. Region is just like it could be a like country or a particular physical location. So within that region you have three availability zone. So it's depend, okay, they could have one availability zone or it could have two availability zone or three. It's depend on the AWS how they have done. So what is a availability zone? So availability zone, you can think of like, okay, one or more data center. So to simplify the concept, to understand it, you can consider it like, okay, one availability zone is just like a one data center. So region, to simplify the understanding, you can think, okay, it's a one country. So like in Singapore, Amazon could have two data centers or three data centers. So each data center we can call a availability zone. But from definition perspective, availability zone can have one or more data center. Okay, so now if we understood the concept of region could be a country and availability zone could be a one or more data center. So now if we want to create our virtual private cloud in this kind of setup where in a country we have two or three data center, so we can create our VPC. So if you look at this diagram, in this diagram we have one VPC and this VPC have one availability zone, and in that particular availability zone we have two subnet. One is public subnet, one is private subnet. So public subnet is what? Public subnet is where all your servers can access the internet resources. So there is no difference between like how to create a public subnet or how to create a private subnet. Only the difference is if you have attached an internet gateway. So this line represents that a internet gateway, it is attached to a subnet, and now the internet can reach to these resources. These resources you can say like, okay, your EC2 instances, or you can call any other service also which is hosted in public subnet. So internet, there is a bidirectional communication between the resources in public subnet and the internet gateway. But like if you come to private subnet, there is no internet gateway attached to that. So if a subnet which don't have a internet gateway attached, or the resources in the private subnet which can't connect to the internet resources directly, then you will call that subnet as a private subnet. So private subnet resources although can reach to internet through a net gateway. So when a resource like a database server, if you want to install a patch on database server, so then they will go through this route, and from net gateway, then net gateway will go through this path and try to download any patch or any software utility, and then install on this database servers. So internet is not aware that database servers are talking to internet. Internet is just aware that NAT gateway, which is a public public subnet resource, so that is talking to internet. So they are hidden behind the scene. So now coming to the another concept, like, can a VPC have multiple availability zone? Yeah, the answer is yes. So one in this diagram, if you see, one VPC can have multiple availability zones. So zone A and zone B. And so each availability zone can have one or multiple subnet also. So here in this diagram we have only one subnet, and in this diagram one availability zone have two subnet. So this is the concept of what we understood so far. Now is what is a region. So in a region we can have multiple availability zone, and if you want to configure our virtual private cloud, so in virtual private cloud we can have multiple availability zone, and each availability zone can have multiple subnets, one or more subnets we can say. And what is a public subnet? Public subnet is the resources in public subnet are able to access the internet. So, and even internet is able to reach to them, and you can attach the elastic IP to them, which I am highlighting over here. But private subnet don't have access to internet directly, and neither internet can reach to them directly, can't talk to them, so you can say like that. So they don't have like a inbound or ingress connection from internet to database. So generally private subnets are mostly used for like your database servers. You can keep over there any other storage or data store kind of thing, and still like many organizations like to place their even like application servers also in the private subnet. Okay, so now the time to go and create a VPC and create a public subnet and a private subnet. So now we're gonna start. So now you click on the create VPC. So here if you want to see, so in services you can just type the VPC and then you will see isolated cloud resources, what the definition for VPC. And now you can create a VPC. So let's say I'm creating VPC, test VPC, and what should go in the CIDR block. So for example you can just go with this. So we don't need IPv6. Tenancy is default or dedicated. So default means okay, the resources launched in your VPC can be like the physical machine can be shared with another customer of AWS. If you go with dedicated, then one server, physical server will be allocated to your VPC. So the dedicated instances are more expensive because the physical hardware belongs to you. But if you don't have, like if you don't belong to payment industry or financial transaction, definitely you can just go with the default tenancy. So it's depend on what's your organization security requirements are there, how much sensitive data you want to keep. So based on that you can take a decision based on what your customer sensitivity around security. So all those things are the factors to decide upon this. So now our VPC is done. So now if you want to create a subnet, so just click on the create subnet and we can say test VPC subnet public. Then we can choose, okay, this is the VPC, and then for CIDR block, so you can just copy paste this. So we have created our public subnet also. But one important thing I just want to highlight over here, this subnet is not still a public subnet. Yeah, so now the time to make this subnet a public subnet. So we have to go to internet gateway, create an internet gateway here. So now our internet gateway is created. So now we're gonna attach this internet gateway to the VPC. So this is the test VPC. Click on attach internet gateway, and we are now go to the subnet. So in subnet, click on the route table. So here we have to modify the route table. So in the route table, click on the subnet association. Sorry, I think we have to go to the routes instead of subnet association. So click on the edit routes, add route. So here destination means where you want to connect. So we are putting this address, so it means it can go to any resource on the internet, and the target is via which mechanism you want to go to this target destination. So I'm gonna select internet gateway, and then it's gonna give me test IGW. So this is the internet gateway which we have created. So now we are good. So from here now you can see you have a public subnet. For a private subnet, you no need to attach any internet gateway. It will be a simple process. Just create another subnet and just you can put any naming convention. So that's all for today. I think we have covered what is a region, what is availability zone, what is a VPC, and how to create a public subnet in a VPC. And same way you can create a private subnet. Only just what you have to avoid is you are not supposed to attach a internet gateway to that private subnet. Yeah, so that's all for the day. If you like video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Better Talent. Thank you so much.